Hello, everybody. I got to do another talk tonight, and things will be changing for me here with the new party and how I run social media as well. There's a lot of information on this timeline of mine on Facebook. However, unfortunately, I've allowed too many people on it that I really don't know. I know from other circles or whatever, but I've grown too big on a friends list as my personal Facebook that is absolutely going to ruin me, really, honestly, going forward if I allow it to continue. So when the website comes up, I've already looked at all of the design for the new pages where it won't be a friend request, it's like and follow. That's going to have to be the transition. As sad as that is, this will ultimately be coming to an end for me. I can see that clearly as I go forward and as I get everything online. We have to have a talk here because all that's happening is I'm constantly bombarded with having to block people constantly. And there's a reason for that. We're going to talk about that. And, I know most of the public is ignorant. I get that. I know that very well. And it's really unfortunate. This QAnon, Myth is Canada, they're all tied in ultimately to the same source. And it's absolutely foreign. You're actually all working for foreign powers against your own country's democratic societies. I'll start with QAnon and we'll get into that. This is going to be the last time. And I keep trying to tell, especially friends, like people who followed me for a long time. But if you're going to even message me about the United States of America and stupid videos about people trying to explain how there's a corporate America too, like Myth is Canada, I'm going to explain something to you all. I live in a trailer park. I have no reason to lie to you. I'm a master of data farming and getting the actual credited information. This is what I've been doing for years. I had to do it politically. I built a party from scratch as a third-class citizen by absolutely following things exactly as they are, not as I would like them to be. Like, unfortunately, a mass amount of the population, because they don't have time. They don't have any time or any real sense of this is important to get the truth. It's easier to have somebody share a video too because a lot of people like that video. It's gotta be true. Oh, that's not how it works. And I'm going to explain something to you about the United States of America. That constitutional republic, one of the oldest ones in the world of democracies and in constitutionalism, one of the oldest ones, are definitely not owned by London or the Vatican. I can guarantee you that. In all my research and everything I know, which I've already gone through it with Canada too, whether you like it or not, USA is owned absolutely by the people of the United States of America. And also, because of the UN, they also own most of all the foreign debt in this world. World currency is American. Hello, people, wake up. America is not a corporation. It is in the sense of we the people. They own it all. The wealthiest citizens in the entire world. You're talking to an economist. This is real, not fake news. QAnon is absolutely foreign-funded, foreign crap. You're working for the enemy, the countries you may despise, and I'm not going to list them. You should be smart enough to figure that out if you haven't figured it out yet. There is no secondary constitution, no secondary corporate America. That is absolute and utter bullshit. I traced all the money, all the organizations. We, the people in the United States of America, not me, I'm Canadian, but I can tell you, beyond all reasonable doubts and in all absolute data, people didn't even know what BlackRock was till I told them what it was. And still, ultimately, American citizens, all of you working in America who have any kind of pension or investment or have worked for a living and took taxes, you fundamentally own all your institutions and as well your debt. And yes, that $26 trillion that's growing, yes. But guess what? You also own the rights to everybody's debt. Not all of it, but a lot of it. The largest majority shareholder in World Bank, World Financial, the list goes on in so many organs. Absolutely the American people. I live in Edmonton, Alberta. Alberta in Canada, the province of Alberta in Canada, 60% of my provincial debt is owned by the people of America. That's reality. Now my country is borrowing by printing money in their own bank, the bank that I, myself, and all my fellow Canadian citizens own. They use the term corporation, but guess what? It's just an institution name. It's registered in the corporate world because it's under the common law. Okay? That's all it is. It has nothing to do with the secondary constitution in order for people to justify their narratives to try and impose terrorism. And ultimately, everybody, that's what you're a victim of. That's who you're subscribing to. I know which foreign powers. I am going to be rolling out world experts, doctorates in every nation across the world, best educators, best experts, and studiers. I've proved myself on that stage, even though I'm not a legal professional, but I'm a hell of a researcher, and God gave me a talent to absorb vast amounts of information quickly, and I can comprehend it. I don't know why. I don't do well in language. I even struggle with my own language. I'm not the best in writing skills and everything else, but in math and in law, I somehow accelerate, and I can take on volumes and volumes of information, comprehend and retain it. And, a lot of people know me real close in my personal life, especially in the welding community, Boilermakers. It's like that guy's loaded with a lot of useless information to the average tradesperson. But you know what? In what I'm working on now and on this global stage, it's been most relevant, most helpful, and it's building quite the base of some of the best in the world. And it's fun to sit in a room, exchange ideas, knowledge, histories. I love all of that stuff. And when you can do that with people who do that for a living, and you can sit on that stage with them and go through and recall stuff, 19 da-da-da, this article, this done, oh, in this country, this happened, this is the, and then they go, oh shit, that's right. And then they go look it up themselves and you send them on another path of research. That's what we're doing here. And what I'm going to be doing for Canada is to absolutely educate everybody as best as I can with the best of the best. Because the problem is, you've all been hijacked. It's a nice narrative. Beyond what you all believe, nations are constantly at strife with each other, trying to take dominance and power, especially 5 nations in this world. That's reality. Canada, its banking institution, is owned by the people of Canada. Unfortunately, not all our debts are, okay? There is no secret corporation in London. There was a time for that. There absolutely was. The Bank of London, sure, and they'd love to get in for separatists. They're absolutely already involved and trying to get in to your narrative too. They're trying to get Jason Kenney to switch over institutions of banking there too. And he's so stupid he'd probably do it. But they're not in Canada. They don't have any ownership in Canada on our financial institution, Bank of Canada. Do they have involvement with the chartered banks? Sure, but not our Crown Corporate Bank in Canada. Not the Federal Reserve in the United States of America. No, no, no. Private institutions, sure there's ties, but not in your country. And as for all those who grab years, both Canada and USA, same lunatics, QAnon myth is Canada. You're the same lunatics being fed by the same propaganda, foreign interests. And unfortunately, not yet in Canada, but it's coming, but absolutely enshrined in the United States of America. Forefathers put it in. And every child raised almost in America recites the oath, the American oath. No foreign or domestic threats. They learn that. Every American, not Canadians. You guys don't know, but Americans know exactly what I'm talking about. These QAnoners trying to go with this secret underground myth is Canada style crap. It's the same groups, all foreign. Foreign. You're a foreign threat to the United States. Canadians who are sharing this, propagating this against the United States, you're registered as a foreign threat, i.e. terrorist. That's domestic too in America, but they're not going to treat you Canadians as well as they're Americans. They're going to try and work that out. We'll see how that comes out with this Biden administration. But absolutely no quarter for any Canadian. And I can't have you guys propagating on my Facebook like that. I can't. I should have had a page. And that's where I'm ultimately going with the website. It's just so sad that influence is here and they're already here trying to usurp what I'm trying to do in righteous and in what's right for each and every one of you to save you from yourselves and from these influences foreign. They're absolutely all about terrorism. Fact. Reality. Sorry to burst your bubbles. Any credible expert will tell you everything I've just told you is 100% true. There are constitutional problems we have to address, but we're in countries, sovereign countries, world-recognized countries, in a system established since 1946. And those who would oppose that become the radicals of that system. If you don't like it, raise an army, do whatever you want. Just don't ask me to participate in your absolute bullshit and absolute propaganda. That's what it is. I've warned so many, and I continue to block, and I will get rid of everybody. Don't message me your crap. Don't share it with me. You want to joke about stuff? Sure. But when it comes to posting on my feeds, telling me about some usurpage of the United States of America, you're a fucking terrorist. Wake up, morons. That's what you are. Sorry. Gotta be straight. Gotta be hard. I'm not like the rest of the politicians. There is no ass kissing from this guy. You are making yourself a terrorist for the United States, a foreign threat. And you know what's going to happen in Canada? You're going to be registered domestically too. The courts are already dealing with individuals right from the Myth is Canada narrative. Keep it away from me. I don't want to be tied to it, just as I don't want to be tied to racism or any of the other crap, because it doesn't help with the truth. It just corrupts it. That's what you people do. And, and it's sad. This Facebook is going to end up coming to a time where it's going to have to be let go, because I've allowed thousands to infect it. I mean, followers, great, at least if they're not tied. I guess I'll go through until my friends list is down to just the very, very few. I can do that, but it's a monumental amount of work and a monumental amount of waste of time. Even in comments too, and I feel bad. I want to see the education, but it's absolutely more important I finish the website, get the party registered, get these things built, get back to having press releases, blogs, hosting live events with world experts where you get to hear from somebody who outlines their country and you get to comparatively look at yours and go, oh my God, and get a real education, a real understanding of what's going on here. Sorry, that's my video today. Now, I don't even care if people share it out. It's nice to get it shared out, but those propagating these narratives won't share this out because ultimately the handlers are foreign threats to not only my country, but absolutely next door to the United States. I know absolutely everything they say is bullshit. I've been working on this for so long, and I have all of this outlined clearly on this timeline since 2016. You can go through it. Do a name search topic. Early years, I didn't go into too much detail, but even in keywords in the actual post that I made of the time, it will come up. That's my recommendation to people. You want any answers? It's all on this timeline. And I can't keep going back to revisit the same crap over and over, even though it's growing at a somewhat rate. But I think we're going to watch Q get absolutely crushed. And you know what? Canada's going to have to crush the same narrative by the same foreign interests. And if people haven't figured out they're all in league together and people say, oh, conspiracy, it's more than that. It's foreign propaganda to create a terrorism. And at least in the United States, that's absolutely recognized as terrorism. And if you're a Canadian, there's zero quarter for you. And we are on American-owned platforms. Just so you know, they were just talking about it today. Talking about how we can teach the USA a lesson about Keystone XL. Oh, well, digital media, that's all American. Canada can tariff that. But guess what? We're on their platforms. And if you don't think that Canadians will be digitally farmed on all this crazy terrorist activity against the United States of America. Did you hear that? Terrorist activity against the United States of America. Their laws, their system, and they got some mighty stroke in this world. You can say, oh, I won't be going to America. I don't care. Maybe, okay, cool, hide out here in Canada. Well, you can. But what about in your employment, in your business dealings and everything else? Think. And there are a lot of people that have fallen into susceptibility to this. This is age-old propaganda. It's been going on for years and years. As long as there's politics, there's been propaganda. Convince the masses. They're trying to turn you into autocrats. That's not what I'm about. I'm about constitutional amendment, constitutional dismemberment, constitutional design. That's what I'm about. And I will never accept any autocracy. This guy is way down here in libertarian land, a real one. And I will never, ever ascend to the bullshit narratives, the QAnon, the myth is Canada, that only leads you into absolute dictatorship. Who would want to do that? It's definitely not the United States, and it ain't Americans. It's only fooled Americans, suckered by a Q that isn't even a part of America. That's how sick it is. Be careful what you get involved with, people. It's going to be coming. Thanks, that's my video. People take it for what it is. Share it if you want. But like I said, I'm just going to keep deleting people. And in all future, on that website and through anything with the party, it's all going to be pages, not any personals. And this will probably likely start to wean off, as sad as that is. I love this platform. I love being public, and I love just hitting it raw. But you know what? I also have other things to think about, and I have a monumental task to get done. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.